guys away with 2 strikes today. What do you think was the issue there?
Ball up, middle of the plate. Kind of, well, typically when that's the case, it's not hard to figure out. It may be hard to fix or rectify at that point in time, but it's usually pretty simple. We're up, too much middle plate. Did a decent job of getting ahead 0-1, but not a good job of putting guys away. And when you're right on left and your primary out pitches, cut and slider, then you've got to create some depth and you got to get underneath. And we just didn't do a good enough job early, especially early on today.
How does he correct that before his next start?
Well, his last pin work with me was outstanding, really good. As good as I've ever seen him throw. And so you've got to create another practice environment like that, another experience where he knows that he can create the pitches that need to be created, and then you got to bring that reservoir of experience and that confidence to the environment. I mean, that's what it is. That's what the athletics are. You practice, you hone your skills, you become confident because you know that you can execute the things that you need to do to be successful, and then you got to go do it when it matters.
4 errors today, a couple of base running mistakes. That's kind of uncharacteristic for your team this year.
Yeah, I would agree. It is. And obviously it throws into center field. We haven't had much of that at all year, and then so that part was disappointing. And they're playing hard. I mean that's not an issue, but we've also got to be able to play intelligently and with some poise and keep our composure when it matters. And certainly weren't at our best today in that regard.
Got a good outing from France. Seemed to get back on track after a tough night the other night. What was your thoughts on how he did coming out?
Just that. I thought he did a really good job. A little bit more slider today than change. The other night it was just the opposite. But I thought, he did a really good job of pounding the strike zone. Didn't walk anybody. Brought us an aggressive presence that we needed at that point in time. I thought overall a really nice day for JP, and then obviously the baseball gods weren't looking favorably upon him in the 8th inning. I mean, those are 2 really good pitches. That was not only soft contact; those were well executed pitches on his part, but it just didn't happen. Obviously, sometimes, and that's what happens in our game sometimes.
Mm-hmm. How do you approach this next week with all the finals and all that? How does that affect your practice time and stuff leading up to the Alabama series?
You just you practice when they can, and sometimes you can't get them all there because of their obligations or their work, whatever they've got to do. But you would just work around it and you do the best you can. Typically during finals week there will be some times where you focus a little bit more individually. The biggest part is that they've got to get that part of it handled so that they don't bring that stress to the field. Let them get let that part take care of itself. Give them the time that they need. Have them finish that, even if it costs you a day of practice, for that individual. And then you get them back out here and you get them ready for the weekend.
How do you feel about Marshall at catcher? I feel like that was kind of atypical of him with the pass ball.
Well, the pass ball itself, that's about a 2.5-foot miss. And so, yeah, you got to catch it. You're back there, and your job is to catch the ball. But on that particular pitch, that's a pretty substantial miss. Does he have to catch it? Yeah, you got to catch it. You got to catch every one that's thrown. But we also got to do a better job of throwing the ball where it's supposed to be thrown. I understand the point, but man, he got to catch the ball, and we'd like to do a better job of pitching. It's like when a guy throws a 57 or 59-foot fastball. Those are tough to block. Catchers are programmed to block off-speed pitches and 2-strike pitches. But you throw a 0-1 fastball 59 feet, man, you're asking a guy to do something that's really hard to do, and so obviously 1 or 2 of those got to the backstop today as well as the pass ball.